Super. So, welcome everybody to this Women's Empowering Zoom. We're going to talk about this wonderful little patch, the X39, and the company Lifeway. My name is Anna, and I'm going to host with you together with you, Annette.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get started. Let me share my screen here real quick and make sure get that settled. Okay, and let's do this. Okay, I cannot see myself or anybody on here. Can everybody see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I can't see anybody else or myself, but I will just run through these real quick. Let me see, where's my cursor? Okay. So let's see, have you been patched? I wanted to let everybody know first, I'll share a little bit about my story. And when I found out about this, I am by occupation a functional medicine health coach. I love to talk about health and all things healthy. So when I saw this, saw it as an opportunity to really help patients even beyond what I already knew and could do. So I was super excited about it, not really thinking about all the benefits that I would get for myself. So once I started wearing it, within the first week, I had had a car accident about 4 years prior to finding out about this. So I had burning muscle pain in the middle of my back with the ligament damage in my neck, all that going on from previous accidents. And then this one was a little bit more severe. So always very fidgety, uncomfortable, sitting for long periods of time. Long car rides were not fun, and I like to travel. The test was within that week. That first week, was helping a friend move to Kentucky, long car ride or truck ride, I should say, and then flying back. Thought I was going to be really not uncomfortable, as usual for something like that to happen. But you weather those things because you learn how to live with what your situation is, right? I made that trip, got back, and I felt amazing. I was shocked that I didn't feel the way I was expecting to feel. So that was kind of like the first major thing. Um, Good sleep, some of the things that we're going to talk about here in a little bit, that definitely happened as well. Another 4 or 5 months in, I had also had a surgery prior to because I had an accident where I lost a few toes. I always say that's a little embarrassing because it was a lawnmower accident and it's a long story. But I weathered through that and had the surgery to repair that. And when I came out of that surgery, I had vertigo on and off like regularly with a ticking sound in my ear. And I wasn't able to get on top of that. I mean, I worked for and with chiropractors. I had all that stuff available to me, did all the things that we know to do in the health and, natural realm and stuff. I don't take drugs or do any of those kind of things. So it wasn't an option for me. So not being able to get on top of that, early 2023 was getting worse. I was having it more often. So I ended up, when I found out about this and started using it, wasn't even thinking about that, but it took about 4 or 5 months. I realized it was happening less. And I have now not had any of that in well over a year. So whatever was going on inside of me that I couldn't figure out by all the things I know to do, was taken care of, whatever that was. And also, obviously, that surgery was for my foot, and the nerve damage and the nerve pain that I had from rerouting of nerves from now not having a couple of toes. That would cause some cramping and the nerve damage. Like, when you get a cramp in your leg and you're kind of stand up and you're rubbing it out and all that to get it to stop. Well, mine would do that, but like it was like my foot was pulling up to my leg and it would feel like it wasn't going to stop. And sometimes it lasted for a long period of time, very, very painful and a little scary on a couple of occasions, just because it just didn't feel like it was going to stop. It wasn't one of those kind of things where it could last for multiple minutes, 5, 10 minutes sometimes, or even worse, and very, very painful. But again, same kind of thing. About 4 or 5 months, it was subsiding, wasn't happening as often, and it's again been over a year since I've had any of that. So those three things significantly alone for me was like gold for me, and I would never want to stop that process in my body because I realize all the things when you have damage, what it can do for you. But so we'll talk about a few more of those things a little bit down the line into this presentation. So have you been patched? So what we're going to talk about this patch that elevates, activates, and regenerates our stem cells. So a little bit about the inventor, David Schmidt, CEO of the company. And this says over 130 patents, but as of late, we know that he's now got a little bit over 200, which puts him in the top inventive minds of our history. He was just awarded a honorary PhD by Scientific Hall of Fame. So that's pretty exciting to know that this is the kind of technology that we're involved with and how recognized it actually is. So he specializes in age reversing regenerative medicine, basically. So in '04, the Navy SEALs asked him to do a patch to help them stay awake and energized. And that's kind of like the birth of how all this phototherapy technology in this patch came to life. So that was one thing that he was able to figure out how to do within the body with phototherapy. And so fast forward, several other patches, different things he had discovered, but in '08, his focus turned to stem cell research because it became very big. We started to realize what was going on in that arena. So he went to work to figure out how does he elevate that in our body? How can we do what can he do with that in our body? So 10 years and $4.5 million later, out comes the X39. It's a patented technology. We'll share a website with you just shortly where you can see all this information, read about it at depth if you like to. But a patent is an incredible thing to have. In my book, I look at it better than the FDA because we'll just leave that right there. But because you have to prove clinically by trials, third-party tested with all of the actual science behind things. So this at patent says embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptides, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants. And I like to go right back into that smaller print that it says reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improvements in wound healing. And when you think about all of those things and the different things that we take and we can do in my arena to kind of accomplish those things, and you get this all within one product is incredible all in of itself. Never mind just the stem cell activity in it is just amazing. But this you can look at, there's the number there, but that is really incredible. And the fact that he's got over 200 patents on technologies like this and more to come is super exciting in our arena. So why X39 stem cell activation patch? Well, the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you age and the slower we heal. So hundreds of millions of people are experiencing symptoms of aging. Nobody's going to escape the aging process, right? It's part of life. It's what we do. It's what happens. So at age 30, I knew quite a bit about stem cells with what I do. But at age 30, I didn't know that half of our stem cells are actually going dormant. So we don't have as much of that activity to heal and repair like we used to. And then at age 60, you lose almost all of it. We're lucky if we have 5 to 10% if you're doing really well. So I'm a couple years from that date. So looking at all of that and obviously trying to stay healthy and move and all those things, that's an incredible information to have. But when you can reactivate your own stem cells, you can start to, as we talk about, reverse age. So let's talk about how the X39 works. It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. And if you don't understand what phototherapy is, my best example, I love to use the example of vitamin D. Like we go out in the sun hits our skin, and it doesn't create it right then and there. It creates a transaction in our body. That frequency of light hits our skin. It communicates with our brain to tell our body to elevate what is actually a cholesterol in our blood. And that's what triggers the transaction in our body to make vitamin D, which we need for so many things in our body. So this patented nanocrystal technology reflects the light of our own body. I mean, if anybody's ever seen those military movies and stuff where they use the night goggles and they can see the light and heat signature of where people are at, that's true. We are actually light and heat. So you put this on, it reflects back into the body, and then it starts that transaction of elevating a GHK copper peptide in our blood, which we know by um, clinical trials and by PubMed articles, which are all on the site that we'll share with you shortly. You can look at all that information if you like, but we already knew that a long time prior to this technology that if you could elevate that in your body, then you could reactivate your stem cells because that is what is at higher levels when we're younger, which is why our body can heal and is strong like it is when we're younger. So the great thing about this is it's non-transdermal, so it's not going to affect or interfere with any medications, which is really important, of course. The only thing you want to watch for is, I've had people where blood pressure regulates and different things like that. So hopefully down the road, some people don't even have to use medication anymore. That would be awesome. But there's no drugs or chemicals or stimulants within the patch. It's non-invasive, obviously, because all you're doing is sticking it on your skin. Here are some of the benefits of X39. Increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, mental clarity. I love that one because so many people are fatigued and brain fog. A lot of that's due to inflammation. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Restored muscle and skeletal conditions, improved sleep, which is one I feel like a lot of people discount getting really good sleep, but that is one of the other things that is most healing is our bodies to be completely at rest and get really good rest so that we can actually repair. Our body can regenerate and repair during that downtime because our body expends over 50% of its energy that it has to use in a day just in digesting food, which is, by the way, the reason not to eat too close to bedtime because you don't want your body having to work because it's working to digest your food. So you want it to be able to be completely at rest when you're sleeping. And when you can get improved sleep, oftentimes I think this is because it takes down inflammation, as stated before. A lot of that has to do with that. So I love the restored muscle and skeletal conditions because the collagen production that it increases is something right now that I'm kind of looking into and studying a little bit more, but just the way that we're strung together with collagen, muscles, ligaments, tendons, our cornea of our eyes are over 90% collagen, which is why a lot of people are seeing improvements in their eyesight in different ways. Again, it doesn't, they're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. But when we give our body the tools it needs that God intended for it to have and that are naturally within our body and bring toxic levels down, our bodies can heal themselves. That's the real incredible mechanism within this is we're giving our body back what it had when we were younger. And that's tremendous. Here is one of the studies that they did. It's a topography map of the brain. This participant was 77 years old. And as you can see there in the first session, this is before she wore the patch. You can see the red and everything, and that's the indication of inflammation in her brain. Her brain was hyperactive and inflamed, obviously, lack of brain coherence. So they stuck the patch on the back of her neck. And in the second session, it had been 3 weeks later. You can see all that red is gone, so the inflammation is gone. And then another 3 weeks, so a total of 6 weeks later, her brain is completely calm and better brain coherence, and you can see all the inflammation is gone too. And when we have inflammation in the brain, obviously we're going to have inflammation in the rest of our body. And inflammation it has its purpose for a time frame. Usually it's acute in a shorter period of time for specific injury or something that's going on in your body, but it must go away. Your body actually has to detox out the rest of the inflammation, but oftentimes it doesn't. And that's where the pain comes in when our bodies are inflamed for all kinds of different reasons. So that's why it's really important to keep your body in balance and keep that inflammation under control. Here are the long-term results per case studies. The first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset, which is really, they begin to reset. So that kind of shows you that long-term staying with this, all kinds of things can happen because that's about a third of the genes that we have. So that's pretty significant. for that work to start to happen. And obviously, depending on how old we are and what our health is like, will determine kind of what happens. Everybody's results are going to be a little different in a different time frame because every body is different. Sometimes internal work needs to happen first, and you won't notice anything on the outside, maybe for a little bit, but just stick with it because within 6 weeks, as that study showed, brain becomes more balanced. And then within 3 months, there's the collagen production there, which makes your body stronger. I had an incident over Christmas time. I've already heard this story, but I was standing on the countertops, decorating above my counters for Christmas, and I just didn't even think about it. I just jumped right off the counter, landed on the floor, and didn't even think twice. I wouldn't have done that a year ago with my knee situation and whatnot, but my body's feeling so much more stronger after being wearing this for like a year and a half now. That I didn't even think about it, which is kind of how we act when we're younger. We don't think about our movement as much because we're not affected by it. Our body just feels strong. We're not aware that we're weaker or having any issues. So that's incredible right there. I love that part of it right now. Within 6 months, our heart reverses in age, and significantly, that's one of the biggest killers they say is heart disease. But the average person in this study was shown to have a reversal of cardiovascular age by 8 years within 6 months. And that is super significant. So again, it's not anti-aging as much as this is kind of reverse. It is reverse aging. So how to wear the X39. You wear your patch for 12 hours on and 12 hours off. During the day, most likely is the best time frame because again, we talked about not having transactions take place while we're sleeping because we really want our bodies to rest. So you'll see the studies here, the clinical trials were done on putting it on a C7 in the back of your neck or a couple of inches below your belly button. Those are like meridian points. So they have to have those controlled responses. So that's what the literature shows. But David Schmidt, the inventor, has said you can wear it anywhere. So kind of put it where it hurts, shoulder, knee, leg, back, wherever you need to. But you put it on, wear it 12 hours, then throw the patch away, and then put a new one on the next day. And you can wear more than one. I always recommend start with one, see how you do. I don't like people to even do extra supplements if they don't have to. And this is my big thing for the day too, is drink plenty of water with mineral content. A lot of things happen where our bodies are mineral rich and we're very lacking in that. This will work so much more effectively, faster if you are well hydrated. That's anything healthy that we do across the board. Our bodies need to be hydrated and we're sorely missing in minerals. So use one of the biggest things that has all the mineral content. Our bones are actually made up of 12 different minerals and 64 trace minerals. So the best thing that we can do that has the same composition and those minerals that we need is seawater. And so the best thing we can do is Celtic or Baja salt has the same mineral content in proportion to what we need for our bones. And so that's why we can take in hydration better when we have that. So I recommend get out there, get some Baja or Celtic sea salt, and make sure that we add some extra minerals to our water every day. Like before you drink the water, put a little in your mouth or put it in your water, and your body's going to respond to everything that you're doing. Whether you're eating really healthy, trying to exercise, or other things that you're doing that are healthy, and the X39, it's going to work even better. So do that. So X39, it's so sophisticated yet simple to explain. Testimonies are obviously, they're very life-changing and emotional. So many of us have them. And the best thing about this is the X39 absolutely works. We have 4 years of amazing testimonies, and we'll talk a little bit more about where the company has gone just with the release of this one particular product with what it does. And we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So we do have a couple of testimonies, and I believe Tilly is going to
let's
come
see. I'm not sure if I see her. I've tried to text her, but I can't see her name. Not sure if she
on. Nope.
has. Are you there, Tilly? You never know. It could be a Zoom user.
Right. Yeah.
I can't see her and I can't hear her. So I think
Okay.
let's go with Amanda's. And I want to ask, so let me share a bit about Amanda. So Eileen, I think Eileen's on, yeah. And Eileen introduced Amanda a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks back now. It's hard to keep track of time, but it was very recent. And just to share, it was on a fair. So Eileen was presenting the X39 and LifeWave on a health, like a health fair, health expo, and she met Amanda. So I haven't met Amanda personally, but she sent us this video because she's busy. She's doing stuff this week or all evening, so she couldn't attend any of our meetings. But I said, you need to send us something because this is so wonderful. So she did, and I just wanted to say that I'm not sure if you hear my voice very good and you've turned the volume down now because you hear so clearly, but Amanda is very, I think the word is soft spoken, and she has a very gentle voice. So just in case you find it difficult here, please, as soon as I stop speaking, turn your volume up so you hear her, or make sure to listen. And she also says, I'm not sure, I couldn't clearly hear it, but she says, and I know that she got Lyme disease when she was little, so that's what she says when she speaks. So, okay, everybody, brace yourself. Here comes Amanda's testimonial. Let's hope it works.
Hello everyone, my name is Amanda and I have using these patches for 3 weeks now. I met Elin at a health fair here in Stockholm just 3 weeks ago, and I started to feel shifts in my body the very first day. I meditate daily and I'm very in tune with my body, so I could immediately sense that something was changing on a cellular level. The first day I felt a little bit tired, but already the second day I noticed that my skin felt more smoother and more puffy, and also my head was more clear. As a child I had Lyme disease from a tick bite, and I've never felt completely recovered until now, since I started patching. The pain in my body from the infection has disappeared. I feel more flexible, more energized, and even the pain in my ears I have since the flight 10 years ago when I was sick is completely gone. I also feel more connected to my soul and the light within. What's really beautiful is that just 1 week before I met Elin at the fair, I wrote in my diary that I wish for my body to heal on a cellular level. I've tried many different methods over the years, but this is the first one that have truly worked for me on a deep level. So I feel like this was meant for me, so I could really heal my body. So I'm very grateful and thankful that I met Elin on the health fair in Stockholm. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wonderful. And it just goes to show how important it is to just keep sharing with everybody. So
Yeah,
I think, yeah, wonderful. And thanks so much for sharing with her, Elin. And we're going to have Amanda on live sometime, but I'm glad that she could do this video for us. Wonderful. And I hope everybody heard. Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like it was okay. Okay. So do we want anybody else to share? We'll just continue and then we can go on from here.
I think we
So
could, yeah, we could continue and then we can afterwards, everybody
okay,
that wants to share can share. Okay.
perfect. Okay, so this is the website that I was talking about. This is itinfo.com. This is where we share this with everybody, whether you're a doctor or just a regular layperson or whatever it is that you do. Any kind of information that you would need about the product is on that site. Nothing you can buy, just all information. The testimonies tab, the studies that I just kind of went over, all of it is on this website. So this is how we share this with people and get them the information that they need and then invite them onto something like this call. The company itself is a 20-year-old company. Again, when the X39 came out in 2020, so the company was sitting around 20 to $30 million in revenue. It is now open in over 80 countries. It is not a Me Too product. There isn't anybody out there that has this. This has, like I said, a patent on it, and there's no other technology out that does what this does. And we also closed out at the end of this year in our 2024 at over 600 million. So obviously this is working 4 years in for one patch to make that kind of um, growth in the company just kind of tells us where this is going and how it's working. Um, LifeWave is ranked #1 in momentum in businessforhome.org. They look at a lot of different things about each company when they give this award. So on many different levels, LifeWave has hit it out of the park. So, and they just received this again, but LifeWave was awarded the #1 growth company by DSN, which is the Global Bravo Awards. So that was pretty significant. That event right there was Steve and Gina Merritt, who are kind of our cover. They put together all of these events and different Zoom calls throughout the week that they support us in the biggest way. And that was one of their first events there in Tampa, Florida in 2023. That's another view of that event. And this is just the beginning of us all sharing and what this could look like and the health that is to come from this. So Anna, if you want to.
Good. Thanks so much, Annette. Great presentation. And yes, I thought before I start and talk about the compensation plan and share the business, I just wanted to mention a bit about me and why I started with this. So I'm actually I grew up in Sweden and we moved to Mallorca, Spain a few years ago, and we really wanted to share to change our lives and really wanted to make everything as good as possible for our son, because a few years back when he was 5, now he's now 10, turning 11, he got an autoimmune condition that, well, he needed lots of medication, and we were desperate as parents. You want your son to be able to live, and it was quite bad. So, and it's an autoimmune condition that affects his kidneys. So we tried all different holistic methods that we could, and nothing really worked. So we thought if we move and we change our lives to live here in Spain, we calm down, less stress, better food, more fresh fruit, vegetables, more sun, and also change our lives and lifestyle, maybe this is going to have a good impact on him. And a mother on the island, when we got here, a mother on the island, she actually sent me a video of some man discussing stem cells. And this was my first introduction to the patch. And I hadn't seen it. She hadn't wore it yet. She hadn't purchased anything. She just had heard about it. And she said, maybe this is something for Louis, our son. So I looked at the video a bit and I thought it was really weird. I didn't know anything about stem cells more than just, heard it in biology class. And I more or less forgot about it. I said, I'm not interested. I think I'm just seeing the screen now of Gray. I'm not sure if you want to share again, Annette. Maybe I think
I just thought they might like to see you.
Oh, thanks. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can watch me then. Okay, so I saw this and I thought, I don't know what it is. And the months went by. Another therapist. So I'm a therapist on a hypnotherapist and work with rapid transformational therapy. And she said, I've come across this patch and it seems incredible. I'm going to use it, in my practice. And I thought, is that the weird stem cell thing patch? And I had to have a look. And I did. And I saw videos and testimonials of how people's lives were changed. And I thought, this is something I need in my practice too. Because when I want to help people, I want the best tools. I want something. And I didn't even study psychology because I knew I wanted practical tools so I really could help people shift their lives completely. Because that's why I studied rapid transformational therapy, to get to the root cause of an issue that you have. So I saw that this is something, because not everybody is ready to have therapy and ready to book a therapy session. And I thought, if this is something I can have as an extra tool in my toolbox, it's going to be great. So that was my why I started. But I also started realizing maybe this could be something for our son as well. But as a parent, you don't just jump on anything. You want to do a bit of research. And I know I hear a lot of people say that I want to try it first. I want to try it a few months. I did not, for my clients, I knew that if this works for people and it takes some time, why delay? Why wait? So I ordered for my family. We put the patches on, me and my husband, and I didn't even think about myself. I was thinking of my clients and I was thinking of my son in the long run. Uh, and I didn't even think about the fact that I'd had pain in my foot, an inflammation for 14 years, chronic issues with my left leg, my foot and my left leg. I also often had back pain. I had often terrible migraines as well. But I wasn't even thinking of that. But 3 hours after I put the patch on, my first patch, I realized everything was just still in my body. There was no pain. There was no like throbbing pain in my foot because that was constant for me. And for me, I just couldn't grasp. It was like my brain couldn't understand that I didn't have pain in my body. And there were so many things that happened. This was just the beginning. About 2 years ago for me, it's almost been 2 years since I patched the first time. And like many people say that do this, I'm never going to stop. So sharing a bit about my why is also leading into your why. So the slide that you maybe saw then after you saw my face, that's the one, is the reason why we do this. So very strong for me and probably for everybody is a great why is to help people, to help ourselves with our bodies, because now I've also been able to help my son. He is off cortisone. It's been 1.5 years now almost since, and it was a roller coaster for about 5 years of his life until we could actually quit for good. So it's been incredible for him. And to see how people's lives continuously are changed, the health is number one. But then also, of course, for me, this was also a business opportunity. And maybe you, like me, see the opportunity to be able to change your life also financially. And to do this by helping others, for me, that's the best combination. So think about it for you. Is it that you need a better income to have more time to do things with your family? Because you can choose when you want to work with this company, and maybe you want to go on trips. Maybe it's to pay off debt. Maybe it's to increase your security, safety financially for the future. Or maybe it's just the health that's really, really overshadowing everything, and that's the most important thing. But the benefit is this company really compensates us when we share. And how we learn, like you heard Elin shared with Amanda, and how everybody's sharing because we have a big heart, that's how people get to know about it. So that's why it's really important that you keep sharing with the people, and that's why we do it. Okay, the next one. So how we get compensated, it's super interesting. We're going to just briefly share how we get compensated. And this is one of the four basic ways that we get paid. And this is by this, to get paid in this binary system that we have. So what happens when you start sharing, and everybody knows a few people straight off that you think of that have pain or that might want something, to have purpose in their lives by doing something that feels really great by sharing this patch. So what happens is when you start sharing and you create what you call the structure with a binary system, you create a team, and you are in a team, you come from a person that helps you, and you start sharing people, they're going to end up on your left or your right legs. So what you see here is you adding 2 people on the left and 2 people on the right. And what you are then is like the first step in our binary compensation plan, which is a manager. So that's like the foundation. When you are a manager, you can earn up to $1,500 per week. And, this keeps increasing. So starting off, of course, you're not going to earn the first week $1,500. This is when the team starts growing, you keep sharing, and you also get the benefit from other people that are above you that keep putting people in. So it's all a team effort, and we get to benefit together. So in this compensation plan, you can see that the team commission, it's actually capped in this the compensation plan that you're seeing right now, up to $25,000 per week, which is, that's a lot weekly to make that, and it's going to add up to be a lot for a whole year, right? And this is when you're at the top level, which Mena, consistent work, sharing, and supporting your team is going to get you there. So it's inevitable when you do what we recommend that you do is just share and help people see these Zooms. So keeping that up is going to get you to the top. So of course, it means that you need to have that drive and to want to get there, to put in that effort, to share with people and really do that part. It's no guarantee that you're going to make this, but this is what we all support everybody to get to these different levels. So this, what you're seeing right here, is called a matching bonus. And this is unlimited. And it means that when I start helping people, everybody that starts helping people, that's going to be the first generation, their first friends, maybe they put in. The company is going to send you a check. When your friends or family, anybody that you put in, that's your first generation of brand partners, when they start earning money in the binary compensation plan, you're going to get a check every week matching what they're earning. So if they're earning $1,000, you're going to get $250 from the company. So not from the person that you've helped, it's directly from LifeWave. And this goes on in another generation, the second. So your friends' friends, and then your friends' friends. So this keeps spreading. So another 20% from them and 20% from the third generation, the company is going to send to you. So you can imagine and start playing with numbers. If you have 10
That's
people.
why you want everybody to be active, because if you'll get it back.
Yeah. Can you mute? Thanks. So if you help 10 people and they have helped 10 people and they help another 10 people, that's over 1,100 people in your own personal organization. So that's why it's important to just keep sharing this, because it's just going to grow like it is for everybody that's in this company. It just grows and grows. Yes, next, please. And how we get started? Well, this, as you see, I'm going to ask iPhone 10 to mute. Thank you.
That lady, I don't know where she's from.
Can you get that, Annette? Thanks. Okay. Shall I do it? Okay, good. So what you see here is how we get started. So this is an order form. I have them printed out. I can bring them when I go outside. You can take people's information, see what if they want to start ordering, you have the information on the back. You can write what issues do they have? What do they want help with? I've got help with everything. Like if somebody had asked me and had this order form 2 years ago, it would have been full. I don't have migraines anymore. I don't have any backache. I don't have pain in my leg and my foot. They could have crossed everything off. And she's not active, the one who signed me up. She's got other stuff to do. But Menna, she took care of me and she's really helped me out. So we've checked all of these lists off of what I have just by having information from the beginning. What's going on with you? Next, please. And just to zoom in on these different packages, because somebody might want to just maybe try out this and they want to have the smallest package. When they start, they can get the core. And we recommend either the core, the advanced, or the premium then when you start, because when you order, then you get points. You also get these sleeves. And I have one just to see, and there are 30 of these in here, 30 of these little patches that you wear every day, like Annette told you. So when you order the core, you can either think, I'm going to try this for 3 months, just want to dip your toe in. Maybe you want to get the advanced, which is 6 sleeves, because that sets you up to become a manager straight off. You have 6 sleeves. You can wear 1 sleeve, take care of that for yourself, maybe for your husband or somebody else. And you can also have some patches that you can actually give out to people. So if they have, the intention of starting, you talk to people, you share this patch like we do, just say, look what I have on, maybe this could work for you. And they want to get going, you have a sleeve ready for them. So when they have ordered, they can give it back to you. So to have that activity going straight off is going to set you up for success also financially. If you see that there's a great opportunity, I got the advance and I thought, I need more. I need more of these patches because people wanted to buy from me. They wanted to start. So I needed a lot more. So it meant that I just could upgrade, because that you can do, upgrade from the smallest to the middle one to the biggest one. The premium then is the best price per sleeve. So, and you also have activity and you want to be active. And we're going to get into that quickly. Why do you want to be active in your business? Yeah, and you saw the binary compensation plan. So when you are active in your the system in the team, you're going to benefit from the team sales and the volume that's happening below, which means then lots of points and people that start with their businesses, you're going to collect all these points and they're going to be paid out in cycles. So $50 per cycle. And, if you're active, if you're a part of the activity that's going on, you can also benefit from the activity of all the sales that are happening. So that's why it's really important to be active. So with the premium, you're going to be active for 3 months. You purchase now, you're going to be active, let's say May, June, July. So next time you get something and you purchase something to stay active is in July. So what you see at the bottom is how you can be active. You can be active at a low level before your manager maybe just want to earn up to $400 because that's the top there. So then you just be active by one X39. So more or less getting for yourself. And if you're a manager and you want to open up the compensation plan to the max, then you're active with 2 sleeves, which is going to take you up to an activity that allows you to earn unlimited income. So that's why it's important to stay active in the compensation plan to be able to earn. Okay, next, thanks. And all of this, it's a lot. If it's the first time you're listening, it's a lot to take in. But more or less, you've started hearing what's the potential here. You have a great site for the information that Annette mentioned about how do you patch? How does a patch work? That's the thisisit.info.com site. The This Is It team site to the right. That's where all the information, if you want to get into the business and you want to start sharing, you want to start helping people, and you've just, some things have landed and you want to check some more out, you're welcome to check thisisit.team.com out. That's where we get the support. And we also have the school platform, like step-by-step learning. So everything is supposed to be as simple and as easy and manageable for you to get going, because it's more or less like a plug and play company. Like all you invest more or less is for your health. You can get 1 or 2 sleeves, and everything else is just free for you. The education, how to do things, the support. And I also want to say one thing that I've realized is my why I'm doing this. And that doesn't say on that slide that I showed, but the why is the team. And the why is all the people, all of you that we are meeting. And it's like our family is growing all over the world. I'm having connections in South Africa, in Canada, in the States, all over Europe. I think we have some in Dubai. I had a meeting this morning with a lady, and she said, one of my best friends, she's in Australia. And personally, in my team, I don't have Australia yet. So I'm thinking, that's amazing. It's going to be all over the world. So this has become one of my strongest why, because community and to be able to connect with people and have that support, that's one of the most amazing and I would say the best things about this business. So all of this you get for free. It's included in this package. Next, please. So think about it now, why would you want to do this? If you're serious about shifting your life, changing your life, if you want some of what we have said, all the health, all the benefits, the financial possibilities, and also the community, then for me it has been lots of hope that's been brought to my life, not only for health, of course, but also so many other potential opportunities to work with people, to meet people, and to do different things all over the world. So well, if you're ready to get started, get back to the person that has invited you. My dogs are going crazy outside. I'm not sure if you're hearing that. But I also want to share this, that if you are in the States, you want to show up here in Orlando. If you're flying in, I know some are. We've already been this year, so we might do the virtual, or we might go in person. Thank you so much, Galen, for joining us. Sorry that you had to leave. Thank you. But these events, they are so powerful. So even if it's virtual, I mean, that's the potential. You can join virtually just to get that energy. If you can't be there in person, join virtually, because you just see how wonderful leaders we are. We have so much support, so much fire, and just so much love that's shared for us. So I can really, really recommend, if you are serious about your business or you want to become serious, go to one of these events. or all of them. And then we have the live events on Zoom that we just keep getting from This Is It team all over the world, different times. And that's, it's all on the school platform. It's all on the thisisitteam.com site. You can look at that information. I think that slide was wrong, right? It's changed. Good. Just for the dates. So I think that's more or less it. Let's open up for sharing some wins, I think, so we can get some feedback, and some conversation. We want to hear from you because that is the most wonderful part of this meeting, I think.
Yes.
Yes. So do you want to start out with a win, maybe, Annette? And then we can see if there's anybody. Raise your hand if you have a win for the week or anything you want to share with us.
Yeah, I'd be happy to start us out. I am from Michigan. I live in Florida, but I'm from Michigan originally. So I've contacted obviously a few of my really close friends and some people that I used to associate. So I have a couple of managers that are in Michigan. So I just was recently up there for 2 weeks doing all kinds of things, friends, family, business, all the things. And I met with them and we ended up having a living room, what's our new thing? Personal Zooms and living rooms. So I got in the living room of one of my friends that I haven't seen in a really long time. And we had a meeting and everybody in the room got signed up, ordered, or is in business wise. And the other couple was so excited that we ended up last night, I was home from Michigan already, but we ended up Zoom into her living room and she had 4 more people in her living room. So yeah, so it's kind of like, I love Carrie Robinson's phrase, who do you know, who do you love? Because like we kind of hit that. Because some people, maybe not even business wise, but why not get your patches for free? And you're going to share it. How do you not share this? It's almost like a social obligation. I love that Anna said socially, because that's so healthy. Like those are the things that the people that live the longest have good social interaction. So whenever you can be in a community, like health is my jam. So if I can get in a community with people that are like-minded like me, that is so healthy in and of itself too. So, but being able to do that, but who do you know and who do you love? Because they need to know, they need at least to be able to see that this is available to them and that there's new health technology out there that's doing a better job than in my arena, it's doing a better job than a lot of the things that we see medically, because I've helped a lot of people get off medications with this. So it's a win.
Amazing. Well done, Annette. Wonderful to hear. Yes, congratulations to all of that team growth. That's so nice. Yeah. Yes, and I can share a win. And everybody, if you have anything, just put in the chat. Let's see if we get any new ones. So I didn't miss. Okay. Yeah, so I could share, last week it was so wonderful for me to see that both well, it's not actually my brand partners, but let's see, are you grandchildren of me, I think, or great grandchildren, Elin and Carolyn. Carolyn couldn't be on, but I think Elin is still on. But to see them become directors and just to see that's the result when you share love with people and you are consistent and everybody can know, can sense that you're really a caring person that wants the best. And you just do this consistently, it's going to take you up in different levels, up through the company. So to see both Carolyn and Elin become directors last week to get the bonus, because now and again we have different bonuses from the company, from the team. There's so much going on and these travel incentives. And just to see them get this, and also then 2 managers, because Tila that was supposed to be on, I don't know what happened to her, but she has also a great testimony of lots of life-changing things that have happened. She became a manager, and we also had a massage therapist that Elin has spoken to, because I'm going to say, and I think you're on still, Elin, but she went for a massage, and he's felt the body before, he's felt her body and know what's going on. And he said, I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but your body just feels so different and smooth, like everything is just so relaxed in your body now that she has the X39. And so he's like, I need this I need it for me. Like he's working a lot. So she's been helping him signing up and getting started with his business. And he became a manager. I don't even think he's been in his back office to have a look. You can correct me if I'm
No, I can tell you that. No, he hasn't. But he's been so busy. So he's had like I think 6 people already sent to me, and 4 of them just signed up straight away, and they have had amazing results already. So it's fantastic. So
yeah.
I'm still helping him, and now he's on vacation. So he's gonna go into his back office eventually. I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's a great part of the team that we do help each other out because you can't, maybe I'm not awake when something is going on in Canada. So I have my team in the States, same time zones. And sometimes people have a lot going on in their lives. And then we can help people get started. And then I've helped a vet in Canada as well, also to get started because I mean it's not you can't always do everything yourself. And that's why we are a team. And that's why it's so helpful to have a team. Yeah, great. Thank you, Eileen, for stepping in there and confirming I wasn't wrong. Anybody else that wants to share a win? We have a few minutes more. Any great results? Good changes you're seeing that's going on with you, or anything that's any exciting stuff that's happened.
Or maybe even just a fun contact that somebody made and how that happened, how that went.
We'll leave some space. I can share one otherwise with Denise. Denise, I want to thank you for stepping in and doing a translational meeting, Spanish English meeting for one of let's see, it's Eileen's brand partner's Eileen's grandbaby. She has a house in Spain, so she met one of the builders there, and she actually Google translated for him so he could understand what she was wearing. And I think he bought a sleeve and then he put it on. It took a few days. He'd had lots of struggles, pain in his body, and it was gone. And she keeps laughing because she says he's asking, what's going on with this patch? Stuff is happening to my body, and I mean, like marital stuff is happening to my body. So, he can suddenly move. Yeah, he can suddenly move. Of course, that's one thing, his body, he's not in pain, but lots of other benefits was happening. So she was just laughing and laughing when she's explaining, what's going on with him. And we had to have a meeting because he was so, he was sharing, that's what people do. Like people asking, what's happening with you? Why are you so happy? And he was saying, I don't have any pains. He was just naturally sharing, not knowing anything. So we had to have a Spanish meeting, and Denise stepped in, and she's with Mena. She stepped in, and we did this call in Spanish and English and maybe some Swedish, and it was quite funny. And that's what a team is all about. So thank you so much, Denise, for doing that. Incredible.
One of the things that we talked about having a little bit of a talk about too, because we hear all the great wins and, as if some people don't ever have the negative things or, because on occasion, obviously we get those people that get excited and then we don't hear from them or they almost disappear, those kind of things. I think we're all going through some of those. You have those waves and things like that. And like the system that we have, and This Is It team and Steve and Gina, they're always telling us, just keep doing it. If you get that pattern of consistency of 3 to 5 people a day and following up, and eventually you're going to hit those people and people will come back around, because I've been doing this for a little over a year and a half now. And I can say like the first person that I put in, the very first person, she wore it for a month and that was it, and then I kind of reconnected with her later and she ended up like, oh my gosh, I got to put this back on again. We ended up putting up a couple people under her, well over a year later. So it just kind of ebbs and flows. You just kind of keep doing what you're doing, because you're spreading the word and eventually it's going to come. And like I said, the newest 2 things that I've been using is who do you know, who do you love? Because like everybody's not business minded, but we all love somebody and we all know somebody that needs us because we're such in a health crisis. So ask everybody that, who do you know, who do you love that needs to know about this? And then also like I'm partnering with the business because the company itself has a vision to get this into 1 billion homes. I'm partnering with them to do that. So I kind of like to use that lately as well. And that seems to like really resonate with a lot of people too.
Yes, absolutely. Because when you bring the business aspect into it, and not only the health, because I mean that's what it is. It's for health, but for people to also get exposed to the business opportunity. I mean, I was a person that actually for a year just shared a lot with the health aspect. And it also, you could see that the evidence was in my back office that it took time before I actually was honest with myself and that I'm actually sharing this because it's a part of my business. And this is an opportunity for you as well. Yeah, I think Annette agrees on this part. And that's because we're so thrilled that this is so incredible for everybody's health, and that, you know, that's why. But if you're honest with yourself, when you actually saw the business opportunity, was that when you decided to do the business? So sharing that and realizing that's what the next person wants as well. If, you know, money is a part of our world. It's something that needs to flow in and out. It can create great things. Like my vision is really big. So this is a part of a big vision. And you know, I want to have retreat centers. I want to both help women, animals. So for me, money is needed. Money needs to flow in. And you know, and money is good for that. Money can create some really good things. So I see all the benefits of how we can all grow together and create a better planet, you know, for humans, for animals, whatever your cause is, think big, because then that's going to get you going. So of course, everybody needs to survive with bills and stuff, but when you look beyond, you get the purpose and you get that drive. So yeah.
Yeah. Statistically, yes, everybody's concerned about their health, but we think more about money because our everyday is affected by whether we have it or we don't. And to be a healthier, people realize, like, if I want to do it naturally or be healthy, like, I need more money. So this is a win-win on both sides for all of us.
Yeah.
For sure. So
yeah. So don't be afraid to ask a new brand partner, what is it? What are you looking to earn? What are you looking to, you know, to make from this business? Let's get you there. You know, okay, so when we had a meeting today, she was saying, well, maybe $1,000. And I said, okay, yeah, I mean, that's nice to get an extra $1,000. Well, what would you like to earn? What? And she stretched it a little bit further. So, I mean, that's the first step, to start opening up to the potential of something bigger, not, you know, helping people stay small, help them to visualize and get that vision for something big to happen. Yeah.
All right, well, we're at 1 o'clock. So as we usually do, we're going to pray out for our week because we give our businesses to the Lord and really ask for that help. So if anybody needs to jump off then now they can. But I'm just, if you're okay with that, I'd like to pray before we leave.
Absolutely. And everybody, if you have to leave, thanks so much for joining. Get back to the person who invited you, just so you get help and you can order and we can stay in touch, everybody.
Absolutely. And bring people back next week because we'll be here same time next week. So I'm gonna go ahead and pray. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you for today. Father, I thank you for all these lovely women that have joined us and for our businesses. Father, we give it to you. Father, we thank you for divine connection. Father, there's people out there looking, yes, we need better health, Father. We trust you for that, but we need help in our finances, Lord. And we just thank you that you will bring people across our path that's within our sphere of influence, Lord God, that we can open our mouths and be bold to share this life-giving technology, Father, and to build income to help people around the world. And we just thank you that we're all a part of that together and that we're creating this great community of women, Father, that we can support and share with each other on a weekly basis. We thank you for all that. Bring us back here safely next week. And we thank you for it all in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Have a great week, ladies.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for
Thank
joining.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Vet. Lovely to see you. Thank you, Denise.
Great presentation.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you so much. Oh, there you are, Tilly. Lovely to see you, Tilly.
I got it said 12 Eastern Standard Time on my thing, which is like 11 o'clock here in Central Standard Time. So I thought it was just starting.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it next week. I'm sorry you have to rearrange your schedule, but let's do it next week. And
well, I'll probably have like 4 more people, and
yes, exactly.
maybe
You're
even one
exploding.
one of my other people as a manager by then. So
Exactly. I mean, you're incredible. We can't wait to hear everything next week.
oh, sorry, I missed you guys.
What about that?
No worries. We are still in the business. You'll be exploding even more and get even better
It's so
results.
nice. It's so nice to see your face. You're so beautiful.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Same to you. It's so lovely to see
Annette,
you as well.
Annette too. I hadn't had a chance to like get to know you or anything like that yet. So I'm so sorry I missed this. I've literally been, doing all these other things on the phone, killing time till 11. Okay, the next week, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, yeah. These time zones, and also, winter, summer, daylight savings, or whatever you call it, wherever
Yeah,
you
they
are,
all just,
it's confusing. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
we've all done that. It's nothing weird. It just happens. So no worries.
Okay,
Thank you
well,
so much for
I'll be
checking in.
double better next week.
Can't wait. Lovely to see you. And thanks to Joyce also, and Rose for joining. Delane. Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much and have a great day. It's evening here. Gonna go eat dinner. Then I have my Swedish meeting.
Yay. I'm
Okay.
excited to hear more about your I saw your video on your place too.
Yes. Let's everybody
Uh,
connect on Facebook and Instagram and whatever social media. Let's keep connecting.
I want to come help.
Yes. Did you see I ordered your plane ticket and your gear so you can get going?
Okay, just let me know. Send me the itinerary. I'm there.
Perfect.
All right. Talk to you
My,
soon.
my husband's going to take you up on that, guaranteed.
I
Yeah.
love that stuff. That's us. I am a DIY girl for sure.
Yeah. Maybe you can inspire me.
In the cookie jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.